Hello everyone, welcome back to Spectrum classes. In this video, I am going to discuss how to calculate the pKa value for weak acid, and the weak acid which I have taken here is acetic acid, and this pKa value is determined by the pH metric titration. So this pH metric titration I have performed between acetic acid versus NaOH. So we are going to determine the pKa value of acetic acid here in this experiment, and I will discuss the detailed concept how this pKa is related to the pH value, and I will also discuss the Henderson equation. Actually, I am not going to perform the lab activity. I am just going to do the calculation part here because the detailed lab activity and its calculation has already been done in the potentiometric titration of weak acid versus strong base. So let's start with the video, right? So here we are having the values of volume, pH, and delta pH is divided by delta volume is here. So in volume and versus pH, I have drawn a graph, and that graph is like this, right? Increase here. Fine, so this is the graph which we get pH versus NaOH. Now about the derivative graph. So derivative graph is here. This is in between delta pH versus delta V versus volume of NaOH. Peak over here. So here at this moment the value of this 22 ml of the volume, and here is the pH is 6.16, right? So this if you will be able to see, otherwise I will show it there in the slide. So from here the equivalence point at 22 ml. At 22 ml the value is this much. This is actually not the correct answer, 6.77. So if I add 22.1, then I may get somewhere value somewhere between this and this, right? This is the equivalence point, and here is the pH value. The point of equivalence means where the acid concentration is exactly equal to the base concentration which we have added. So at that can be calculated by drawing the tangential lines to this and this, and that a straight line over here which passes through this graph, and half of this height. So half of this height through this I'll get 8.14. Manually I get this, right? But otherwise I get from that graph 6.16, right? From here the important point is that we think of that equivalence point must be at 7, means where the acid is exactly equal to the base. But guys, here we are having this acetic acid versus NaOH, and this acetic acid produces the OH minus in this solution, and therefore its equivalence point is more than 7, right? So sodium acetate is basic in nature, salt is basic in nature, and therefore its equivalence point is more than 8.14. So this is called equivalence point, right? So equivalence point is 20 at 22. So 22 ml is added. But if we just half of this volume, means 11, at volume of 11 we are having the concentration of salt is exactly equal to the concentration of acid. So here is the volume 11, and at this moment we are having pH 4.56. So what students did, the students simply divided it by 2, and this also pH is also divided by 2. No, that is not a correct exercise actually. Volume you can divide by 2, but pH you just go to that value and read the pH. So here is the value. So pH volume is 11, and at this 11 we are having this pH value, and this pH value corresponds to the value at that moment where the concentration of salt is what? CH3COONA is exactly equal to the CH3COOH. So at this moment we are having the half of the equivalence point, right? And this is equal to the pKa. This pH value is exactly equal to the pKa value of the acetic acid. we observed 4.56 and the reported value is 4.76. Similarly, the equivalence point which we manually determine is 8.12 and the reported value is 8.8, and which we observed from the derivative graph is 6.77. So you should be very careful about this, what is going on there. Now I'm just going to explain the concept here. So here is the equivalence point somewhere here and the volume is 22 ml, which I have written over there. So at this moment we are having CH3COOH is equal to NaOH, which we have added, right? But half of this volume 22 half is 11, somewhere around this, right? 11 ml. At this in 11 ml, it is supposed that on the reaction of this CH3COOH and NaOH, we will get an equilibrium between CH3COOH is equal to CH3COONA, the salt formed by the reaction of this NaOH with this acetic acid. So at this moment we are having half of the, since half of the volume of this equivalence point, we get half of the concentration of this initial concentration of the acid is exactly equal to the salt which is formed by the reaction of acid and base. So at this moment we are having the pH value which is equal to half of that is given like 4 point something. So that value is corresponding to the pKa of this acetic acid, and this is calculated from the Henderson equation. So here is the Henderson equation for H plus A minus, for which we are going to calculate this Ka, and this pH is equal to pKa plus log base 10 salt upon acid, right? So here salt which is formed by the reaction of this acid with the strong base, and here is the salt concentration is exactly equal to the acid, so this term becomes 0. So this pH is exactly equal to the pKa. So this is how we come to know the acid dissociation constant for this weak acid, and similarly we can determine the dissociation constant for weak base. Now the comparison. So here are the comparisons. So this is the graph for strong acid versus strong base. So here we are having HCl versus NaOH, right? And here in this case we are having acetic acid versus NaOH. But here what is the observation? So the observation over here is this: initially it increases rapidly, right? However, here we are having constant change. The second point, this increases gradually, this part going gradually, and this part actually shows the formation of salt. This acid is there plus formation of its salt CH3COONA, and which collectively makes a buffer. So the buffer on adding the acid or base to this resists the change in the pH. So here the pH of the solution increases very slowly. After that, this part and this part are almost same. So the initial part is changed, this to this much, fine. Now we can have further observations in these two graphs. So the graph, as we are having a gradual change over here in this portion, and the pH is 4 to 6, around 6. So it changes gradually. But here in this case, the sharp change observed from 3 to 10. So sharp change is observed. Now which kind of indicator we are going to use in these two different type of titrations? So here, since the change from 3 to 6 is gradual, so in this case methyl orange will not work. But here, since the change is there in the range from 8 to 10, therefore phenolphthalein indicator we can use. Similarly here, since the sharp change observed from 3 to 4 as well, so here in this case methyl orange work as well as phenolphthalein works. In this pH range, we are having the litmus paper. So, a strong acid versus strong base, we can have methyl orange as an indicator, phenolphthalein as an indicator, and litmus paper as an indicator. But for this weak acid and strong base titration, methyl orange will not work. However, we can use litmus paper as well as phenolphthalein as indicator. If you find this video useful, please give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.